Uh-oh. Is maybe something's happening? What did I get that for? Alright, I'm still trying to figure this out, so give me a minute. If it makes a whole bunch of noise and I pause and stuff, I'm still trying to get things straightened out here. Because I thought it wasn't working, and now it seems like maybe it is working. Okay, cool. We're gonna go with it. So, if you're here and you're watching this, it's because you have a love of the fire service, like me. So, welcome to The Fire Within. We may possibly be changing it to the kitchen table because I think that's a little more fitting. The Fire Within embodied a little bit of what I wanted to say, but at the same time, uh, it's a little cheesy. And I'm a little cheesy. I like to laugh, have fun, joke around, and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I really wanted something that actually describes what this really is. And when I got to thinking about it, the kitchen table. Why the kitchen table? If you're having a great day, you can sit down at the kitchen table in the firehouse, laugh, carry on with everybody, and it's a good time. It's infectious. Maybe it picks somebody else up that's not doing so great. Uh, and at the same token, if you're having a bad day, not such a great day, you got things going on at home, finances, car trouble, trying to buy your first house, just had a kid, trying to figure out life in general. What do? You go sit at the kitchen table with the brothers, and everybody hangs out, gets together, and that's where all the world's problems are solved. You can sit down at the kitchen table for uh, it always ends up being hours. You'll say, "Yeah, I'm gonna go sit out there for a little while," thinking in your head that it's probably gonna be like 15, 20 minutes, and 5 hours later, everybody kind of goes their separate ways, and whether it's a call or something else that interrupts it or whatever. But that's where we really come together. Everybody, on your shift, and I know maybe not so much for the volunteer folks, but there is volunteer stations out there that do get together in that fashion. I know I was a part of one recently where we would go to the firehouse and we would hang out on evenings, and we would have dinner, we would have training. It was really impromptu, really laid back, relaxed. We would just we cook food and sit around and bullshit and have a good time, get some training in, get some learning in, and most of all, get to know each other and bond and build that brotherhood. And it's something that I'm really big into because a lot of people now, one of my biggest pet peeves is you get a new guy who walks in, he's real timid and scared, and just kind of walks around aimlessly, sits around, and you know, you can't be that guy. That shell's gonna get broken. I can tell you. Uh, it'll get broken. You'll learn to be a little more social, but you know, it's just one of them things that irks me. Somebody comes in and they don't say hi and they don't tell you who they are first day on the job, and they want to talk about something else. Hey man, introduce yourself. Go around, meet people, talk to the guys, find out who's who, man. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the shift, uh, you got to know and trust and rely on the guy to your left and your right and the folks in the front seats. You know, most often the driver is a senior man. He's the guy that's been around a long time, knows the area, wealth of knowledge. This is the guy you can go ask anything, anytime, and he's got an answer. He can help you. He is the guy that probably should be the captain or lieutenant, but doesn't want it because he's happy doing what he's doing, and it makes him feel more like one of the guys. But this is the guy that you go to for the answers. And you got a lot of backstep people that aren't chauffeurs, that aren't drivers, aren't operators, all that kind of stuff. Or maybe your department cycles everybody through and stuff. But there's a lot of senior guys out there. And you need to get to know these people. You need to pick their brain. You need to find out what they're all about. Because these guys aren't going to be around forever. A lot of these senior guys, they've been around a long time, you know. And I say we, I include myself because I'm getting up there in age. I'm not as young as I used to be. Sometimes I wake up thinking that I am, but I quickly find out that that's not the case. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you're the new guy, the young guy, just off the street guy, just out of the academy guy, don't walk around and hide and stuff like that. Go meet people. Say hi. I cannot stand walking past somebody in the hallway and then seeing somebody else and being like, "Who the hell's that? I got another new guy." Don't be that guy, right? So, but back to what I'm saying. Why are we here? I want to make a difference in the fire service. And I already know that I'm making a difference in the fire service because every time I go to shift, I do something to make it better. And I want to pass that on to everybody else. There's a lot of things in the fire service that I would love to change. I know society is different, just like the military. When I joined the military and the fire department, neither of them were the same as it is today. There's a lot of things that we've learned, a lot of technology that's come along, but there's also some bad that's come with that too. A lot of piss poor leadership, a lot of folks out there that don't have the experience, but they have a white shirt and they're expected to lead. And a lot of them they don't have the time, they don't have the experience, and most of all, they don't have the want to be better. They don't have the want to have their people be better. So what they do is they make a whole bunch of policies that the firefighters down there on the floor don't agree with. And I'll just tell you straight up, I was a chief, and I had folks come to me and say, "Why are we doing this?" Well, there's a reason behind it. Here's the reason. And it wasn't just because, well, I just said so and this is safer. No, there's a very good reason. There's experience behind it. There's knowledge behind it. There's years behind it. Ages. So that's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to pass that on and to challenge you folks to go out there and make the fire service better. Not by yourself, but the better you can do to make the fire service and the better you can leave it, the better things will get. There's a lot of folks out there that when things get tough, they jump ship. That's the easy way out. Let me go lateral into somewhere where the grass is greener. And instead of staying and trying to fix things, they leave. And That's not the right answer. It's really not. If you're scared, say you're scared. But I realize there's folks out there that deal with a lot of different circumstances, conditions, leadership. Maybe they're feeling like they're alone and they can't change things for the better. And I get it. That's a tough place to be. And it makes getting up and going to work every day that much harder. But if you can make it better, if you can take little steps, it'll be infectious. I promise you. I promise you. If you're the guy that is in there giving 110%, putting in the effort, people will see it. And they'll either get on board or they'll give you an even harder time. And you know what? I use that to fuel my fire, to make me push even harder. Because the more they piss me off, the more I want to piss them off to do better. So, another one of my pet peeves is those people that show up to work and they're they're there for the glory. You know, they're there for them. That's it. Whatever they can do to look cool. You know, they get hired on, and this has become a problem mostly recently. It wasn't as much of a problem back in the days because it was a much more competitive atmosphere getting on the fire department. You would have 5,000 people show up for 25 spots to get into the department, to be in a recruit class, and they would pick the best candidates. Now, because of the way society is, people don't think it's the best job in the world. You know, if we would live like every day was September 12th of 2001, everyone would want to be a fireman again. The country and the world would look at us a whole lot different. So you have to understand that this job isn't for everybody. This job can kill you. This job will kill you if you get complacent, if you let it kill you. There's cancers out there, there's heart disease out there, there's all kinds of bad things. There's even getting shot. Tons and tons and tons of terrible stuff. But if you can do more to take care of you, you have a better chance of survival. And being retired from this job is great. You'll have some of the best friends that you'll ever make because this job isn't just a job. For most of us that work on shifts, it's a lifestyle. We're gone 24, 48 hours at a time. We don't get to see our families as much. We don't get to spend every night at home. So we become more like a family than pretty much any other job out there. Uh, I know police, dispatchers, and military. They spend nights away from home, but the majority of them they don't get to sit down and eat meals together. They don't train together like we do. They don't get to sleep in bunk rooms like we do. They don't get to sit up playing cards, watching movies, all that other stuff that brings us closer together, more like a family. That's why this is the best job in the world. If you like the glory, you want to feel like a hero, you can be someone's hero. And it's not just about cutting people out of cars, dragging people out of house fires. Just showing up to EMS calls and being that face, giving it your all, showing that you care for someone that's having a bad day. Yep, There's tons and tons of calls out there for habitual flyers, frequent flyers, whatever you want to call them. People that call every day with some of the stupidest shit we can think of at some of the most ridiculous times. But sometimes you just got to smile through the pain. We're not doing it for them. We're doing it for those people that call us when they're at their worst and they need help. So if you feel like I do and you give a shit about the job and you care and you want to be there and you want to do better, this is for you. So let's talk about how we're going to set this up, right? With the exception of this episode, obviously, because we had some issues with the live stream and all, each episode is going to be 3 parts. There's going to be the kitchen table or the round table, whatever we decide to call it, which is going to be the live portion. We're going to have chat. We're going to have polls. We're going to have guests, all that kind of stuff. And I plan to do these live from firehouses. Why have a podcast about the fire department and not have it in a firehouse? Novel idea, right? I'm not going to go changing my room up. That's why it's dark in here, so you can't see all the shit all over. I'm not going to go changing my room up into, an influencer lounge or something like that to look cool for you guys. No. I would rather do this from an apparatus bay or a training room or, the kitchen table at guest firehouses. So that's what we're planning. Along with that, the unlive portion, or maybe live, will be training tidbits. It'll be a couple minutes long, short little clips. I'm not talking like 10 seconds, but it'll be a lot of smaller stuff to add on that you can do to help yourself. And along with that, because I believe we're only as good as we feel, we're going to have a health portion. And it's going to be another little video that's going to be pretty short. And in this health portion, it'll be either cooking a meal or doing a workout or maybe a mental health story, something that deals with how can you live healthier? How can you get through this job? How can you make it to retirement? Because we're only as good as the weakest link. And we don't want it to be us, right? So that's where we're at. I'm sorry it doesn't seem like as cool as a lot of the other podcasts out there. This isn't getting salty. This isn't a lot of the other ones. But we do drink whiskey, or in this case, gin and tonic. So grab a glass, raise a toast. Here's to making it. And I'll see you on the next one.